Hello and welcome to Charlotte Astrology. My name is Charlotte. I'm a full-time working astrologer, and on this channel I analyze the astrological charts of public figures, and very often they are celebrities, and they normally come in the form of actors, artists, musicians, business people, politicians, royalty, the occasional criminal. Today I'll be analyzing the chart of an actor, a reasonably famous actor. I mean, I never heard of him until quite recently. His name is David Harbour or David Harbour. He is the current muse for Lily Allen's newest album, West End Girl, and he's also her ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband. So, just in case you've been living under a rock, Lily Allen released this album. It's really good. I just listened to it. It's fantastic. It's very detailed. It's very explicit. And she talks about the demise of her marriage, her 5-year marriage to David Harbour, and all his bad behavior. It doesn't make him look good. I mean, she doesn't look good either, but he's an Aries. He's got a very heavy Aries placements, as does she. And, and I'm an Aries myself, and sometimes Aries will happily blow themselves up in order to get the other person. Like they say, if you want revenge, dig 2 graves. I mean, okay. you know when they have that saying, oh, yeah, if you want revenge, you got to dig 2 graves. And Aries is like, yes, and your point? I'll do that. Sorry. Here we go. Yeah, so I wanted to have a look at his astrological chart. I was really interested to see what their chemistry was. I will be doing a synastry with them, but I just thought I'd have a look at them individually. My research for this before I came on here was to look at his interview. He has a couple of interviews with Architectural Digest where they take a tour of. There's one with Lily where they take a tour of their brownstone house in New York, and there's another one where he shows the audience his apartment, another apartment in, I think, Manhattan or something. So go check those out. Those are really interesting. It gives you an insight into who he is. I think he's a very good showman. I do think he's incredibly charismatic and intelligent, but I also see that he's incredibly troubled, and I have heard that he does have some issues with substances. He's a very hedonistic man. He burns the candle at both ends. So what I want to have a look at today is the aspects between the planets. I don't have his rising sign, but we're going to do the best we can with what we have. If I ever do have a rising sign, I'm happy to amend the chart. So, because I know we don't have a full chart until we have a rising, but we can have a good idea by looking at the aspects. Before I dive in, I just want you guys to know that I do readings. If you would like a reading, I have Zoom readings. I do a 60-minute and I do a 30-minute. So you can book an appointment with me in the Zoom room and we can talk about your chart and tear it up. We can do synastries. We can do your individual chart. We can do transits. We can do astrocartography. We can do solar returns. We can do lots of things within an hour or even half an hour. So if that interests you and you like the way I do things here and you like to support me, that's the best way to do it. I also have recorded readings, which is just a recording of my voice. There's no appointment needed, a recording of my voice, and it's sent to you via email. Please go do that if you'd love to support me. I also have YouTube members, and they get discounts on readings. Pretty generous ones. So if that interests you, come join, and there's lots of extra content for you guys. Also, next year, I've got this retreat. Let me just get my water. My cat's about to drink it. Next year, I'm having a retreat in either Italy or Greece. We are going to be getting numbers together in the coming week, and we're going to be contacting people to organize. So even if it's just a thought in your head and you think that you might like to come to Italy or Greece and meet me and a bunch of other astro girlies and gays, and you want to eat delicious food and you want to look at beautiful art that is connected to astrology, please put your expression of interest via the link below. It will take you to a survey. And yeah, we will contact you very soon. All right. Shall we have a look at David Harbour's chart? Let's have a look at some of these placements. So he is... Oh my goodness. He's an Aries sun. Mercury, Moon, Jupiter. There's also Chiron and Ceres here. So 2 asteroids. That is a large collection of Aries planets. That's crazy, actually. I wonder what house they're in. And then he has a Mars in Aquarius at 29 degrees, and notice how it squares the Venus in Taurus. So you can already tell there is a fight between his heart and his loins, his phallus. He's a cheater, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then he's got this North Node with Neptune. I want to talk about this for a moment, especially you guys that are born. This is especially for you guys that are born in the mid 70s. I believe David Harbour was born in 1975, and I'm coming across a lot of you guys. This is not an easy placement. Some of you are finding God in the most interesting ways. Some of you are finding God through, very healthy forms of spirituality. You're finding it through travel and peaceful experiences, which is great. And then some of you are finding it in the darkness, because God can come to you in many ways. The search for God can be incredibly painful. Some people find it through pleasure, some people find it through pain, and sometimes it's an amalgamation of both of those things. And David Harbour is an example of that. He struggles with, allegedly, substances, according to a lot of the songs that Lily has put on this album. And I don't know what house this is in, but the North Node with Neptune is hurtling towards something. It is like this insane vacuum whirlpool, like in the ocean, sucking it in. And it's crazy and it's difficult. And I would love to know what house this is in. It would tell me a lot more. But this is quite scary. There's no boundaries with Neptune because it governs Pisces. There's certainly no boundaries to Sagittarius because it's governed by Jupiter. It's this big, expansive world where nothing ever stops. He has a hard time slowing things down, and he's never really, not yet anyway, he's never really had to pay for anything yet. I think he's a very, hedonistic, impulsive person. And look how this Neptune is trined with all these Aries placements. He gets away with a lot of bad behaviors. Yes. And trines are good, but they can also be incredibly destructive and exhausting and dangerous as well, right? This is a fire trine. It's just burning everything in the chart. There's also a sextile with Pluto. I would love to know where that is as well. What is this? He keeps breaking his heart. What is the thing that he keeps doing here that is leading to all sorts of heartache and the ending of friendships or relationships? Like, he's got a lot of trouble with relationships. He breaks people's hearts, he hurts himself, and he hurts others. And it's because of these harsh aspects here. Like, what is being destroyed with this Pluto and Libra? He's always at war with people. He's also, he numbs things. He numbs the pain within himself. He's always trying to search for something. He thinks he's searching for something. He thinks that he's always exploring and trying to better himself, when really he's just running away from who he is. Do you meet people like that? They just run away from themselves, but they tell themselves that they're searching for themselves. That's not what they're doing. They're actually running away from themselves. That's what I'm seeing here. There's also this Saturn squared all of his placements. I would love to know what house that's in, because that's the place where he learns the most lessons, or not learns the most lessons. He's failing a lot of whatever house this Saturn is in, he's failing a lot of these lessons. Saturn squared his personal placements. Oh my God, Saturn! He's coming up to his Saturn square now. I'm worried about this man. This man's going to spiral. He's going to have a lot of restrictions put on him, especially with the release of this album and him doing, he's going to be doing this press junket. I don't know how he's going to handle this. I'll tell you what though. Let's just say he decides to become incredibly hedonistic, and he becomes very irresponsible with his health, and let's just say he does a lot of substances. He will pay for this. This is going to be a very difficult 3 years. If you have Aries placements, now is the time to get your act together. Wake up early, work out, eat well. You don't have you don't have the time, you don't have the luxury, and you no longer have the privilege to be bad with your health. Or, you know, like you need to get it together. Okay? This is going to be a rough time for him because he's got no boundaries. No one's ever said no to him. If he's never paid for anything in the past, he'll be paying for it now. So, and Aries that have been really badly behaved, they're going to be in their victimhood era unless they can take responsibility for the things that they have done. Ugh, I hate saying that because I'm an Aries. It's coming, like Saturn's coming for us. We're next. Like the Pisces are about to finish, and we're next. With this Aries stellium, Chiron is here as well. Like Chiron and the Sun together. Very often, these people, they walk through the world as healers. That's if they can tap into their pain, they can transmute that energy and put it out into the world and help other people, save other people, do good deeds. If they don't, they walk around wounded and they need to fill the big gaping hole in their chest, or they need to numb the pain of the wound. And that's when things get dangerous, right? That's what he's been doing. He hasn't found his greater good yet, you know? He hasn't found something to... I think maybe his art, you could argue that, but being an artist is a very self-indulgent activity. And I think some people are born to do it, and I think there's a lot to admire about artists. But it is a self-indulgent thing. So he needs to find something bigger than himself to commit to other than the art. Because becoming famous and becoming rich is just perpetuating whatever bad habits he's had the last, 50 years of his life. He's got a lot of bad habits. He'll pay for that if he doesn't take care of himself. Yeah, this Saturn square, it's not going to be fun. Saturn is here. Okay, Saturn represents your heaviest lessons. It's the rules, it's the restrictions, it's the law, it's your employer, it's the police, it's the, you know, it's those systems, it's the patriarchy. They're very rigid. And it's squaring all these Aries placements. He hates rigidity. He hates it. It hurts him very much. And he feels like he doesn't belong. He's incredibly insecure about where he belongs in the world. He always feels like dad's rejecting him. Like, I don't know what his situation is with his father, but it's like, my dad doesn't love me. The system doesn't love me. I don't fit in anywhere. And that's probably why he had to become an actor, is because no matter what he did, he was always effing up. Like, that's what it looks like here. He just feels rejected. Of course he has to be an artist. That Neptune, which is, yes, a creative... I mean, Neptune governs fame and film. It's trining all these Aries placements. He does very, very well in an artistic field. Saturn, squaring all these placements, he doth not do well in a field where he has to be at work from 9 to 5 every day with a briefcase. Not with this placement. He's an artiste. He's not a 9 to 5er. Saturn square the Aries placements. That's someone that doesn't fit in. Neptune trine the Aries placements. That's someone that does really, really well in a creative artistic field where there are no boundaries. Saturn's all about boundaries. Neptune hates boundaries. So it explains a lot about his personality. He has a Venus in Taurus. So from his perspective, he really, I believe, based on this, because I have the same placement. I'm a late degree Venus in Taurus too. They really, really want to have a kind of wholesome family marriage situation. It is a very traditional Venus. It's very steadfast and it's very loving, and it believes in those, like, yeah, those traditional values. It's a really good Venus to have. It's at home here. But that Venus is not well aspected. There's a contradiction here. What's that saying? He wants his cake and then he wants his cake and eat it too. That kind of thing. Like, he's greedy. So he wants that wife, that perfect wife. And yes, he married a Taurus. He wants someone to take care of him. Ideally, he would want someone to take care of. He wants to have that nice house, that nice car, that, right? As a Taurus Venus, I can admit they are kind of like it's a superficial energy. Like, it's very materialistic as well. But other than that, it's pretty steadfast, and it can be incredibly loyal placement, right? It's just this Mars square. And that's really the only strong aspect that Venus has. It's with this horrible late degree Aquarius Mars. Venus in Taurus wants to be shackled in marriage, loves it. And Aquarius Mars is petrified of handcuffs. Petrified. A Mars in Aquarius wants to throw it around. They want to experiment. They want to try all different types of lovers, or shapes, sizes, colors, all of it. And that squares the Venus. It contradicts his values. His sexual desires and his risk-taking contradicts his values. He has cognitive dissonance. He doesn't know what he wants. He thinks he knows what he wants. Mars and Venus are planets of desire, and they don't communicate well in this chart at all. He's a walking contradiction. I want to be married to a beautiful wife and have a beautiful home and traditional things and a stable life and a working relationship. But I also want to have an apartment in Manhattan where I can do hookers all day and do a ton of drugs. Like, come on. Right? Venus and Mars squared, that's a contradiction within a person. I mean, it doesn't always have to indicate lying, but it doesn't always have to indicate cheating or lying, but very often it does. So, yeah. This is a very complex man. He's in trouble with himself. I think that this is going to be a very interesting ride. We'll see what happens. I actually am quite worried. Like, when I was looking at his chart, I was very concerned for his health and welfare. And I saw, I don't know how true this is all alleged, but I saw that he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder or something. I really hope he's getting the help that he needs. He seems like a pretty broken man, and Saturn will continue to break him until he cracks open and fixes himself. We'll see how this press junket goes. Isn't it like this month? Like, it's really, really soon. There's going to be a bunch of planets moving over his North Node in Sagittarius when he starts advertising Stranger Things. Hold on to your hats. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. If we find his birth time, we can get a rising sign. I'm happy to amend this and take another look at it. So, yeah, if you can find it, if you can with a AA Rodin rating, that would be great. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.